We're gonna make the most amazing homemade stuffing. Maybe you're having a holiday party, you're having people over, or maybe you just really like stuffing. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. You don't need an occasion. But thanks to Julia behind the camera, we got her grandmother Madonna's recipe. So thank you so much, Madonna. By the way, that's a really cool name. We have a few ingredients here today. Simple is best, right? We've got a loaf of French bread, which is like the base of the stuffing. Celery, of course, a white onion, some pork sausage, some olive oil, some herbs, you need some herbs, and some butter. So very simple, and you know what's going into the recipe rather than a box stuffing, which is totally okay. That's convenient as well. We're gonna do a video about that actually later, and we're also going to compare the two, the box stuffing and then the homemade stuffing. So look out for that. We will link that below. We're gonna start chopping the vegetables, and we're gonna need to put the sausage in the pan, get that cooking before we put everything in this beautiful Pyrex pan that I got for my wedding. Thank you, whoever gave me that. And we will be back after that at the end and give it a little bit of a taste test. So let's get started chopping. It's done cooking, and we're gonna put it in a bowl and then use the grease from that sausage to cook the celery and the onions. I'm guessing to make them very flavorful. We're gonna turn it back on to what? Low? Low, medium?
Low, medium, yeah.
Perfect. Low, medium, so that butter can melt. And then we're gonna put all our vegetables in there. White onion. So now the vegetables are getting more translucent and they're tender, so I think they're pretty good. We're gonna add the sausage into the mixture, just so it's all mixed up when we're ready to put it together with the bread, which is almost done getting toasted in the oven. We're gonna take that out, and then we're gonna mix all of this stuff together, and then we're gonna have to bake it again for 30 minutes? 30 minutes. Now we just add this half cup of butter. Make sure you make your butter room temperature, so leave it out. Don't just take it out of the fridge and try to do this, or you can melt it a bit in the microwave. I just wouldn't melt it more than like 30 seconds in there, just so it is able to mix with everything. Now that the butter is mixed with the toasted bread, the spices, the sausage, the onions, the celery, we're gonna put it back into this glass pan. This is a Pyrex, highly recommend if you are looking for one. We'll put a link in the description below. And then just make sure it's all even there. If you feel like you want a little moisture for the stuffing, you can add half a cup of water at this point. It looks like it just needs a little bit of extra moisture, so I'm going to do that. So now we're gonna put it in the oven. We turn the temperature down to 300, and we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes. Now our stuffing's been in the oven for 30 minutes. It's ready to take out, so let's see how this deliciousness turned out. It smells delicious. Here is the big moment. We're gonna give this a try. We have these cute little cups. Let's put some in. Oh, it's very hot. The bread is like kind of toasted, but also, what's the word? Tender? Soft, yeah. There you go.
Thank you. Of course. Which I think you can play with. If you want it more crispy, don't add the water. If you want it less crispy,
yeah,
or mushy, add some water.
Give it a try. Wow. That's really good. What do you think?
Yep, you did it perfectly.
It's really good. That's all I can say. The pork sausage was already seasoned, so I feel like that gives it a lot of flavor, and that comes through a lot. And then, of course, the butter and the olive oil, and then herbes de Provence. I had never heard that before. It sounds really fancy. All of it comes together really nicely. And how does the bread taste?
Really good. It's a little bit crispy, but also very soft. So.
Good. You probably taste the butter in there. I can see the butter.
Yep.
Okay, so just to recap, we made all of the ingredients kind of separately. Of course, cooked the sausage, took it out, cooked the vegetables in the grease, and added butter. Then we tore up the bread and we put the olive oil spray on it, put that in the oven for 15 minutes first. And then we mixed everything together, added more butter, a half a cup, and then we also added the half a cup of water. But again, if you want to prepare this the day before a holiday or a gathering, you can do all that. Just maybe don't put the water in there because you don't want your bread to get soggy, and then have it ready. I have this little lid that goes on this, so it's perfect. But all you have to do is take it out of the fridge and then go bake it for 30 minutes on 300. So that saves you a bunch of time. You can work on your turkey or your pies or whatever. But I know for me, the less, the better on the day because it gets pretty stressful. We will also add this entire recipe in the description below, and we'll also add it to our article, How Much Stuffing Do You Need for a Large Crowd? We'll add that to our article on cookforfolks.com, and we'll put that below for you as well. Do you want a bigger bowl? Yes.